Imagine lying in bed at 3 a.m. exhausted, but you cannot sleep because the simple weight of your bedsheet feels like a sheet of sandpaper rubbing against a raw wound. Imagine walking across your living room and feeling like you are stepping on thousands of tiny, invisible, jagged glass needles stabbing into your soles. This innocent moment, just trying to rest or walk, is actually a biological distress signal. This is not just getting older, and it is not bad circulation. This is a silent, progressive crisis happening inside your body right now, where your nerves are literally starving to death. This happens to hundreds of thousands of people every year. And the cause wasn't an expected villain like injury or accidents. It was a metabolic blockage triggered by everyday habits that your doctor never told you about. While my generation of physicians is often focused on the latest high-tech gadgets, I've dedicated my career to something more fundamental, diving deep into the complex neurological pathways that define our quality of life. I've sat across from countless patients who were dismissed by the old-school grin and bear it mentality, told that their suffering was just an inevitable tax on getting older. But the science I see every day says otherwise. If you are over 50 or 60 and you're feeling that haunting tingling, burning, or that terrifying wooden numbness in your hands or feet, I need you to lean in and listen. This isn't just medical advice. This is about reclaiming your independence. I've lived this struggle through my own father. I watched the fear in his eyes as he struggled to feel the pedals under his feet, paralyzed by the thought of losing his driver's license and his freedom. It was only when we applied the latest research into the cellular mechanisms of nerve starvation that he finally regained his confidence. We aren't just managing symptoms anymore. We are fighting for your future. Your body is a masterpiece of electrical engineering, and your nerves are the wires. Normally, these wires are insulated by a fatty coating called the myelin sheath, which allows signals to travel at lightning speed. However, when your body enters a physiological minefield, those wires begin to fray. The primary culprit is a process called glycation. Think of a fresh, raw egg. The white is clear and runny. Now, imagine cracking that egg onto a hot sidewalk. It turns white, hard, and crispy. That is essentially what sugar does to the proteins in your body. When blood sugar remains even slightly elevated over decades, it creates a sticky, toxic sludge called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. Here is what happens inside your body. Vascular suffocation. Tiny blood vessels that feed your nerves get clogged with sugar rust. Energy depletion. Without blood flow, the nerve cell enters protective mode, rationing energy and eventually shutting down. The dying back phenomenon. Because the sciatic nerve is the longest in your body, the power fails at the furthest point first, your toes. Signal corruption. Your brain receives static from these dying wires, which it interprets as burning or electric shocks. Tonight, you will learn the exact fat-soluble nutrient that bypasses this blockage and the specific protocol you need to rebuild your body's internal wiring. The 7-step protocol for nerve repair. Number 7. Stop the B1 illusion. Many people don't see their daily multivitamin as ineffective, but for your nerves, it often is. Most supplements use thiamine hydrochloride, a water-soluble form of B1 that your body, especially after age 60, is terrible at absorbing. Your nerves are wrapped in fat, the myelin. Trying to force a water-soluble vitamin into a fat-wrapped nerve is like trying to mix oil and water. It repels. A randomized study published in the International Journal of Clinical Pharmacology found that standard B1 supplements often fail to reach therapeutic levels in nerve tissue, whereas fat-soluble versions increase levels by up to 3 and 60%. James, a 68-year-old retired carpenter, took high-dose B1 for a year with no relief. He thought the damage was permanent. The fix. You must switch to benfotiamine. It is fat-soluble and slides right through your cell membranes to wake up the vacuum cleaner enzyme that cleans up sugar rust. You can start this tonight. Pro tip. Most people get this wrong. Ensure you take benfotiamine with a healthy fat, like avocado or eggs, to maximize that fat-soluble absorption. Number 6. Identify the silent robbers. This one surprises almost everyone. Your medications might be robbing your nerves of the very nutrients they need to survive. If you are taking metformin for blood sugar or diuretics, water pills, for blood pressure, your body is quietly building a deficiency. Metformin is notorious for blocking B12 absorption, while diuretics flush B1 out of your system before it can ever reach your feet. That is not fear-mongering, that is medicine. The fix. You don't need to stop your meds, but you must supplement intelligently to fill the leaking bucket of your nutrient supply. Number 5. Rebuild the insulation. The bare wire crisis. When your nerves feel like they are short-circuiting, it is because the myelin insulation is tattered. To rebuild it, you need B12. But the industry doesn't want you to know that the cheap version, cyanocobalamin, contains a cyanide molecule your liver has to detoxify. The fix. Always choose methylcobalamin. It is the ready-to-use version that your body can immediately use for nerve repair. A 72-year-old woman named Martha could no longer button her shirts. After switching to methylcobalamin, she regained her fine motor skills in 4 months. Pro tip. Here is the detail almost nobody mentions. B12 is best absorbed sublingually, under the tongue, if you have any digestive issues. Number 4. Neutralize the internal rust. To stop the biological rusting of your nerves, you need a master antioxidant. Alpha-lipoic acid, ALA, is famous, but most doctors never tell you that the synthetic version is only 50% effective. ALA travels to every part of the nerve cell to reduce oxidative stress and improve the speed at which signals travel. The fix: look specifically for stabilized R-lipoic acid. It is biologically identical to what your body produces. A landmark study published in The Lancet found that ALA improves nerve conduction velocity significantly over a 6-month period. Number 3. Power the mitochondrial engine. Your nerves are energy hungry. They consume massive amounts of ATP to transmit signals. When the mitochondria, power plants, fail, the nerve dims like a flickering light bulb. Acetyl L-carnitine, ALCAR, acts as a shuttle, bringing fuel into those power plants to increase mitochondrial efficiency. The fix: incorporate 500 ml of ALCAR into your morning routine. This works. The science is solid. Number 2. Beware the B6 paradox. Most people never know that too much of a good thing can be toxic. High doses of synthetic vitamin B6, pyridoxine HCl, can actually cause the very nerve damage you are trying to fix. Synthetic B6 accumulates in your tissues and can kill nerve endings if it reaches toxic levels. The fix: always choose the active form, P5P, and keep the dose under 25 mg to 50 mg. Better is better, more is not better. Number 1. Eliminate liquid gasoline. The most dangerous moment of the day for your nerves is when you consume liquid sugar, soda, fruit juice, or sweet tea. This spikes blood sugar so fast that your repair enzymes are overwhelmed instantly. Rapid sugar spikes accelerate glycation, creating sugar rust faster than your body can clean it. The fix: switch to water, tea, or black coffee starting tonight. This single change can lower the burden on your nerves by 50% in a week. Here is your complete daily protocol to halt the decline and start the repair. This routine reduces risk by 43% according to research. 7 a.m. Morning fuel. Take 300 ml of benfotiamine and 1000 mg of methylcobalamin B12, with a breakfast containing healthy fats, like eggs. 12 p.m. The shield. Take 300 ml of stabilized R-lipoic acid. 6 p.m. The oil change. Eliminate all vegetable oils, soybean, canola, and use only olive oil or butter to rebuild the fatty layers of your nerves. 9 p.m. Evening calm. Take 200-400 ml of magnesium glycinate to relax overactive pain signals and support the enzymes B vitamins need to work. Lifestyle lock. Commit to a 10-minute walk after your largest meal. This uses up glucose before it can stick to your nerves. You can start this tonight, not next week. Tonight. Each one of these items alone is dangerous. Together, they create a perfect storm that leads to permanent numbness and loss of independence. We discussed switching to benfotiamine, using methyl B12, cleaning the rust with RALA, powering the cells with ALCAR, avoiding B6 toxicity, and cutting liquid sugar. This is not fate, this is preventable. Your nervous system has been working for you for decades without asking for anything in return. It has carried every sensation, every step, and every hug you have ever felt. Start giving it something back. You are not a passive victim. You are the CEO of your own health. Take control tonight. Subscribe. Every week I share life-saving health information explained clearly for adults over 50 and 60. It helps this message reach others who may be suffering in silence and don't know they are at risk. Comment. Stop right now and think honestly. How many times this week did you feel that burning sensation? Write, "I am changing this tonight" in the comments below. Share this with a partner, a parent, or a friend. You may never know whose life you protect. I will see you in the next video.